What will happen if you took all the zones that people generally dislike or find boring and you give them the Mania treatment? Well, you get the Sonic Mania Misfits pack, a total conversion mod that does just that. Just like with Sonic GT, this is an entry for Sage 2020 and it is great. The levels featured are Hilltop Zone and Aquatic Room from Sonic 2, Labyrinth Zone from Sonic 1, and Wacky Workbench from Sonic CD. I believe they did an excellent job of bringing these levels to Mania with all new gimmicks, level design, and music. Level design, as with most good Sonic games, is great. It really plays into the momentum-based movement that Sonic is all about. There are slopes and loops everywhere. The levels also rely heavily on using multiple paths in a single level. That openness is synonymous with classic Sonic. There are even times where there are forks in the road that can lead to 2 different areas. It's all great stuff. The highlights of this pack would have to be Aquatic Ruin and Labyrinth Zone. Aquatic Ruin has a perfect balance of speed, platforming, and open level design. As with the original, you don't even have to enter the water if you're good enough at controlling Sonic, and the paths themselves loop in on each other perfectly, creating seamlessly flowing areas that can keep up your momentum. The builds from Mania's versions of Hydro City are here, and they are utilized well, as ways to traverse over water, or in some cases stay afloat whenever the water is lowering. Now, I can't go any further without mentioning this level's beautiful presentation and music. Act 1 looks pretty much the same as the original, and it has a pretty good remix, but when going into Act 2, the level really hits you with this beautiful art that resembles an ancient rundown temple, and oh man, the majestic soundtrack that plays during this act is so good. Have a listen. It's just so good. This level was when this mod pack really clicked with me as something that was made with love and care. Now, onto Labyrinth Zone. This zone, as with the original, is very heavy on the platforming, but depending on what route you take, you can get some pretty decent speed. But what this level lacks in speed, it makes up for in the sheer density of the level. This zone is packed full of secrets and alternate paths. I distinctly remember one pathway in Act 2 that is only accessible with the fire shield. Stuff like that is pretty cool, and I wished more Sonic games did things like that. Also, since this is in Mania, the addition of the bubble shield makes drowning less of a looming threat. But certain areas are really sparse in air bubbles, specifically these air current parts, so those can be quite intense. Labyrinth Zone is a complete step up from the original in every way. Better platforming, better level design, it truly is an improvement, and I'm one of the few people who actually didn't mind the original that much. Now, I've brushed over Hilltop and Wacky Workbench, but that's not because they aren't good, it's just that Aquatic Ruin and Labyrinth Zone are just so good that they kind of overshadow the other two. Hilltop Zone, to be perfectly honest, feels the same as the original version. Now, that's not a bad thing. Hilltop Zone is fun and has pretty good level design, but it doesn't really do much to make it stand out against the other zones. Wacky Workbench, similar to Labyrinth Zone, is a net positive. The original level was a pain to navigate with all the bouncing platforms, ice beams, and strange gimmicks. Thankfully, most of that has been tuned down considerably, and I would say that the level is pretty fun now. But it still is very much designed like a Sonic CD level, which means not much of an emphasis on speedy platforming, and the levels are extremely open and extremely vertical. However, Act 2 does do something creative and cool with the electric shield. In the base game of Mania, the electric shield can attach Sonic to the magnetic ceilings in Flying Battery Zone. Well, Wacky Workbench takes it to a whole new level and allows Sonic to jump in between the floor and the ceiling, effectively giving him a gravity switch mechanic. If the level had more things like that, it would have been more memorable. But as it stands, Wacky Workbench is still a good level with some good ideas that if expanded upon could make it more memorable. In conclusion, the Sonic Mania Misfits Pack 2020 is a good little mod for those that have played Sonic Mania extensively and want something a little different. The link for the download will be in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and stay tuned for more content. See ya!